everyone, and welcome to episode number 13 of the Nosedive Podcast. I'm here, Vinie Vizzle, together with my partner and associate, Mark. How are you doing, Mark, today?
I am good. It has only been a few days since actually we did Lars's interview, but miraculously, I've been one-wheeling every single one of those days. I don't know how that happens. It must be because it's bloody spring. Although
it is in the air.
When I was out on Sunday, it didn't feel like spring. It was -1. But this afternoon, it felt like spring. And I was being a little spring chicken, like a child, making tracks in my local forest with sticks, shuffling the leaves away, making little paths through. It sounds like I'm making it up. Genuinely, I'm not. I made a great little trail through the forest. It's wonderful. I had a whale of a time. I put it on Ride Hermes and everything. So, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Doing a bit better than the last few weeks. I've been getting some energy from friends and family, and we have been having a whole lot in connecting or finding each other. So that's really cool. On last Sunday, I also got a message from Ghost. He was just back from snowboarding from the mountains, and he wanted to keep moving. I was like in lazy Sunday mode and I didn't really want to move, but he motivated me to go for the session in Ghent, which is about an hour ride for me. And I found the motivation to go out there. It was a nice day, sun was out, so I went out and we went to pick out a Jaffa. And in all-time Jaffa fashion, we had to wait for 1.5 hours to get him ready, to get that board charged up, to get his kids to come. And yeah, it is Jaffa fashion. We know him, so no pun intended there. And then we got to shred a little bit in Ghent. We have like it's one of the biggest skate parks in Europe, but next to it you have a lake with a trail around it and a little hill. So we went to explore. It was pretty cold, so my stock battery didn't last that long, but we did have some fun. There will be an epic tumbling moment from Ghost. He wanted to go down this really steep trail and he almost got lost in the valley. It was an epic moment. I hope I didn't see the footage yet, but I hope I have it on camera pretty well.
Fingers crossed, man.
Yeah, so we had a good session, and then after that I locked myself out of my car, so I was in Ghent in the cold for an hour waiting for my girlfriend to bring me my spare key. Man. So yeah,
how
quite
do you lock
the
yourself
adventure.
out your car these days? Damn.
It's a strange, stupid mechanism. I got a new company car, and if I close it, I can open the bonnet separately. So I put my key in there and I closed it because I was talking to somebody and I suddenly realized my key was in there. But if the bonnet closes, the whole car just closes as well. And it doesn't open if the key is in there, apparently. So I was freaked. Yeah.
Damn. No, I said this afternoon I was out in the forest, but I have to say thanks to Clint for coming over to Northampton, this is my Northampton studio, where 2 years ago they built a mountain bike park, like a proper UK government funded £500,000 mountain bike park. And I watched all the videos of it being built with the diggers and stuff like that. And as soon as it was opened, no electric vehicles, banned, no electric vehicles, none whatsoever.
Typical.
I know if you got local guys have gone one-wheeling around there just in the quiet times in the winter and stuff like that. But a couple of weeks ago, I pinged it's a free park to go into. I pinged one of the organisers that manage it an email just saying what one-wheel is, what we do. He says, yeah, I've seen them. That's fine. Crack on, go and have some fun. So I was like, excellent. So yeah, went up there with Clint, who has been to various different events in Europe and the US. He went there in the last winter, and we just had great fun. It was absolutely wicked fun. Well outside of my comfort zone because it is proper carvy mountain bike slopes. And there was a red. We went down the blue and the green routes. There's a red and a black one. We went to go down the red one, which Clint could ride last year, but over the winter they've built it up. So we went zipping down this starting point down the trail, and then all of a sudden, this tabletop that came up that was just, it was like that. Yeah. There was no way either of us were going up there. Me on my stock GT, which, as you discovered in your video, they weigh a ton.
Nico Elman would.
And Clint with his Vesk, there was no way of it getting over there. So we kind of sheepishly just sort of walked across to the blue route and then carried on down that one instead. But yeah, great fun. So it's 7 minutes drive from me. So outside of peak hours, I'll go down there because the bikes go down there so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pleased with that. So yeah, 7 minutes drive. I've got to go down to a shop right next door to it on Thursday. So I might accidentally go for a little ride there as well. But yeah,
it's a good find.
It's been a good few days riding. Probably won't ride again now for about 5 weeks. But last 3 days have been good anyway.
Yeah. Here we've been hitting like temperatures of 16 to 18 degrees already. During the daytime, nighttime it's still freezing, so the difference is like, but we get some dry days, and we had some awesome little shreddings, and I'm also setting up my little garden park again. I have like a rail and a slider, and some little jumpies, bunkers where you can easily start playing around if you have just like a few square meters
Definitely,
where you can move around. So definitely fun. And talking about big jumps in mountain bike parks, did you see Nico Alman flying with his vest all hooked in over that insanely gap? He kind of overshot it, but he landed it so perfectly.
I have
it was
seen that
so
one. Yes,
freaking smooth. Nico, you're a madman.
Another guy on the list. We've decreased, ladies and gents, if you haven't gathered, we decreased the number of episodes that we're recording and putting out each month. However, the list of people continues to grow exponentially that we actually want to talk to. So I don't know how we'll ever get to the people we want to chat to.
Just keep on going, keep on pushing, and keep that wheel going.
Absolutely, man. But we've got to set the next dates for April thinking about it. We've got to do that, man. But speaking of people we want to talk to, I think our guest might be waiting.
Ooh, let's see who we have. And as we speak, we have our guest in the waiting room, and it's none other than the organizer of the Float Italia event that brought the whole European community together. He was the organizer of the first slopestyle event in Europe. He's a founder of the European OneWheel League, and he's a rider of the TFL Europe team. So let's just throw him in here.
You're doing such a nice little intro that I know when I hit let him in, it's not going to fricking work again. Let's see. Will it actually work this time?
Ding, ding, ding.
Is it
Hello,
working?
good night.
Hey.
Himself. PJ.
Good evening, motherfuckers.
Good evening, motherfucker.
Good evening, motherfucker, indeed.
How are you today?
Good. Having pasta.
A true Italian style.
So hitting that stereotype from the start. Loving it. Excellent stuff.
Yeah. We couldn't have scripted it any better.
Yeah. It wasn't made on purpose. Maybe. How you doing, guys? So good?
Yeah, man. Doing good. Evening working is done. So it's a good time to have a chat with one of our dear friends.
Indeed. We're trying to collect the set of all the TFL Europe riders now. I think whether Benoit's giving out little cards or something. I think Vinie and I need to collect them all up and package them up in a big display case like Pokemon cards or something like that, so we can get all the riders collected up nicely.
Yeah, I would love to have my card.
We have one more rider missing on the podcast from the TFL team.
Yeah,
so
we do.
Yeah, that's my brother.
The Brazilian dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
For those who are not informed, that would be Martin.
Yeah, Martin Fogassa Medeiro, and I forgot all the other surnames.
So PJ,
so I probably dropped.
You're now.
I just put the pasta in pause for a second.
Pasta in post. I like it. Excellent stuff. So you're now, it was a few days ago, really, you were announced as well. This is going to go out in like a couple of weeks' time. So it's like a month ago. You were announced behind the scenes for everyone. We recorded a podcast 3 days ago with Lars. So it will have been a month by the time this goes out. But what was the process? Did Benoit reach out for you to be a TFL Europe rider, or was it just in the bag anyway?
I reached out to Ben to be part of the team. No, I'm joking. Actually,
pick me.
Did you send a sponsor meeting?
It wasn't. Yeah, exactly. It was in the bag for a long time. Actually, it was since 1 year, a little bit more than we was talking about making a team. There was already 2 sponsored guys, who was Martin and Vince Francois. And then every time that we meet each other, we always talk about like having that would be cool to having a team, to make some content and to meet during the events and represent the brand. And it took a bit, but at the end, here we are.
So nice.
It's amazing. It's definitely something that is needed. Certainly within Europe, you've got the Americans doing whatever the Americans want to do, but there are so many more European riders than I think anybody actually realizes. The events are so much smaller than the US events, so therefore the community is almost bigger. It almost reaches out to everywhere. Like we've said previously, anyone can drop a chat into any sort of European Facebook group and go, hey, I'm going to wherever I'm going to. Is there someone up for a ride?
Yeah.
And it's just there, even though there are so few of us, the community is strong.
Yeah,
it's really nice to see that the Float Life Europe have developed a team and just reaching out and pulling in, some would say the best, but they are the best. Yeah. Riders from across Europe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Exactly. You might get kicked off this time next year. You could be kicked out, you know.
Who knows?
How ruthless is Benoit? He's a very nice man. But how ruthless can he be? You've got to keep up the pace, really, haven't you? Good videos, good tricks,
definitely.
Innovation.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think that people should deserve it, and not just because they're someone or they got a name or whatever. So if I will be not good for be part of the team in the future, I hope Ben will kick me out. Definitely. There's no need for people who are not participating and doing like clips, tricks, or whatever.
It takes some effort, and if you represent a brand and you want to be an ambassador, I think it's expected indeed to bring something forward. But I think Benoit has like a great lineup in his team. The guys who are rocking the TFL EU badge this year are really some of the guys who are really pushing the sport forward here in Europe. I think we owe a lot to you guys. The names in the team are definitely people who have put themselves on the line for the whole community.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's for sure. And I think it was really needed to have a team as well, to have a bigger voice in the OneWheel world. So maybe with a team, it's easier to show off to the rest of the world what Europe can do.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be a nice little combination of everyone in the team has got different skill sets, different personalities, and it's going to be nice to see how and when that comes together, because unlike the regular the US Float Life team, they're there all the time. They ride together all the time. They're working
but it changed a lot for them as well. It changed really a lot from the beginning. They didn't come out with a video part since long time, and I'm pushing for it. Actually, I'm really pushing for like to meet or at least film at home and then bring all the clips together and do a video part and do something like they do in other board sport.
Yeah,
Vinie knows it a lot when we talk during the UL meeting, and that I'm really, really taking inspiration from other board sports, and I really want to bring OneWheel into this direction. Yeah. So I think like video parts and stuff like that, they can like open like more horizons for everyone, especially for the youngsters, when they see like video clips with bangers and stuff.
Yeah. There's an element there, I suppose, to whereas you normally see videos of people one-wheeling and stuff like that, you're there. Everybody's there connected together. They're always together. There's almost an element there of making it like I would call it like a magazine style video, like clips and like a narrative, but not an hour-long epic video that no one has time to watch, sort of half an hour of just bits and pieces from across Europe because everybody rides with other people as well. And you go onto Instagram is the OneWheel place, really, isn't it? Everyone goes on to Instagram and you just see so many different people doing so many different things. It'd be nice to be able to see just a nice refined product basically being thrown out there. And so we can all take on board and enjoy everything that you guys hopefully are going to be pushing out there. So is there any plans at the moment to meet? I know there's a few events obviously coming up, and I know you've got the e-skirt event.
Yeah.
So, you've both been quiet and nodding your heads, yes, Mark, but we're not telling you shit.
No, I'm thinking it through. Now, it's a good first step in that direction, bringing the skirt team and the TFL Europe team together on this trip, because some of the hardest shredders will be there, and we are definitely trying to put in an effort. But as you know, from other sports, these kind of movies can take a long time to make sometimes, because having a video part, we talk about at least 18 clips per person. It's not that you just throw that out there in a few days. So these things do take time. But things are brewing.
Yes, especially if you want to make like really, like you want to go with bangers and like crazy stuff, like maybe you need some tries to land them.
Definitely.
Probably.
Wait, we've done it again, Vinie. JP, would you like to introduce yourself? Every time.
For 1 second, I thought you didn't play record. And it was like, fuck.
No.
That would have been
just
it.
the intro. Vinny did such a nice little intro before we let you in. I was like, hang on a minute. You haven't actually said, hi, I am. So introduce yourself. God damn it. One day.
One day.
Hi, I am PJ, like Jacopo Lavezzi actually, but like almost everybody knows me as PJ. I'm part of the Float Italia team and the Float Life Europe team, and I'm just a rider who loves to stand tricks, coming down from gnarly trails and having fun with my friends.
Excellent stuff. It's like a dating profile, but not. And it's going to be really weird putting that in the middle of the clip. But
Yeah, I'm married, sorry.
sorry, guys and girls. He's
off the
taken.
charts.
He's taken. So one of the first things I ever saw was when I first started one-wheeling was I saw the Gattinara, your wines and trails things. I'm never going to try.
Yeah, it's cool. Gattinara was good.
I'm going to
Gattinara.
Venice next week, and I'm going to butcher Italian. So I might as well start butchering it now. But yeah, your wines and trails stuff. That's when I first saw yourself in the OneWheel kind of community and stuff like that.
Yes.
There you go. Perfectly well timed. Perfectly well timed. Stereotype in there all the time.
Yeah,
wine.
man.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So, but you stopped doing that a couple of years ago, am I right?
Yeah, like 2 years ago was the last event that we did. Actually, last year we did like a small event.
Yes.
Like something new, to bring something new in the scene. But yeah, like the big event with the race and everything, we stopped like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago was the last one that we did. It was like a lot of work, and actually there was a lot of other races and events popping out, and we wanted to do something different. So we like to do new stuff and
How
pioneering.
did Float Italia actually start? So what was the goal of the first Float Italia event?
Yeah, like Float Italia starts with Martin. Actually, he is the real founder. So if you will have Martin in the podcast, he will tell you the story. He came in the team like maybe 1 year later, and there was no event. They just do like clips on Instagram. They're doing tutorials and stuff like that. And one day I sent some picture of Martin of our trails on the hills, and I said, why we don't do like a meetup, something like this for the Italian community, and to meet everybody, or at least the one that can come, and having just a great time. And suddenly also Hannes and Fabian show up, and we was like, what? Like, really? Like in this period, he was like, his nickname was like Kreitz.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. And he was like, whoa, man, Kreitz is coming. That's crazy. He brought like a slides and stuff, and it was like, wow, what he's doing. I had a pint in that period. Like I bought my pint like 6 months earlier, something like that. And then 6 months after, I like with Ele and Martin, we like organized like this first Italian meetup. And I remember I was coming down to a trail, like following Hannes, not Kreitz, Hannes, like trying to stay on his back all time. And he was on a XR and I was on a pint, and it was like pushback mode for all the fucking trail. And it was like, I hope I'm not gonna die. I hope I'm not gonna die, but I need to follow him.
That's cool.
It was fun, man. It was really fun. Then we evolved with another big event, like the one that you came, Vinie, the first time that we met. And actually, man, when I saw you, Jaffa and Joselito, and you show up, I was like, I didn't know you, but I was fucking scared. I was like, that's gonna be bad.
But that was this for me is such a cool memory, because that was for a lot of people, the moment that we were already talking to each other online and seeing each other online. And that was actually the first moment that everybody, after the Corona lockdown, got the chance to go out again. And everybody was like, okay, let's go to Float Italia. And that's where the magic happened. And that was such a cool moment.
Yeah, we call it the European bloom because we felt it like it bloomed something there.
Yeah,
I guess.
Definitely the connect.
it's where we start to talk about other events, maybe creating a league or whatever. So we're really proud about that
The
event.
epicenter.
I don't know,
The
but
kickoff.
maybe we was just lucky because it was the only event like that year. There was maybe Float Line
in
Fest,
Belgium.
maybe, but it was later. But it was later in like late September, I guess, or something. And yeah, so maybe it was just lucky. There was not like a race, so everybody had the time to have fun and whatever. So
I still remember
that was
the
like
game of Float took for ages.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was such an epic moment.
And yeah, Hannes keeps telling me to me like, please don't do another game of Float every time.
That was yeah, but really such cool memories, and a lot of friendships were forged there, connections were made, and dreams were just spoken out, and see where we are now. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. And it's where Fabio won the best trail rider of the year.
That was the first time as well. Well deserved as well. The line that he took, I still remember. How is La Nervi? In La Nervi, the trail, there was one line and PJ suddenly stopped the whole group and he was like, yeah, we have this impossible line here. And he showed us it was so steep, like a drop in and then a very steep downhill section, which...
Yeah, with a turn, like the terrain was like that.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
It was
a lot of rocks and pits and it was just nearly impossible until Fabio came to the scene.
Yeah, did it.
That was such a crazy... I still have it on video.
Excellent, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like everybody was like,
yeah, he really showed that there was more possible. And back then it was on a stock XR, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, everybody, all of us was on was on stock XR. Not Hannes. Hannes was already on the
that's
Vesk.
where he introduced the Vesk to a lot of people, indeed. Yeah, I remember because he was on the uphill to La Nervi. He was flying past everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, there was Fabian saying something like GT power going uphill, and then Hannes was like Vest power.
That was just about the time the GT came out, so everybody was like, yeah, GT power, and then Hannes just out of nowhere flew up the hill. And we're like, what's that? That was crazy.
Yeah, that was actually the first time that I brought like so many people on the trail La Nervi, and it was like, man, I hope it will be good. It was so scary, because it was like kind of like for that period it was kind of like a crazy trail.
Yeah.
Now it's like not like easy, but not like super crazy for the level that we reach now. But for that period was kind of crazy.
In the last episode, we talked about that with Lars, about his development of his track at the Danish OneWheel Games and how they're constantly trying to find something harder, because each time you find something harder to do, someone manages to do it. And then that becomes almost the easier part, or not the easier part, but it's just
it becomes the norm.
To find that challenge, because everyone's skill set continues to increase. It's that element of getting enough for people to be challenged and not bored, and not people to be completely put off because they've never even gone down a trail before. So it's nice to hear that from when you started to now. It's like if you're snowboarding, something like that, you've got the easy slopes, and then the black ones become the easy ones with progression. So it's cool to.
Then you start doing 180s, 360s.
Yeah. And I think there's still some.
Fast forward to the freestyle event you held last year. What made you want to put on? It was an invitation only freestyle event.
Yeah. It's as I said before, I took a lot of inspiration from other board sports. I grew up looking like videos of kite surfing because I was like a kiteboarding instructor and a pro rider as well. Excellent. I grew up looking at snowboarding videos and stuff. I've been to some invitational events, not as a rider, but as a spectator. And I always thought it was fucking cool. Like invite the best of the disciplines and just put them together and see what it comes. So I start building my own OneWheel park. Yeah. And then when the park was ready, I just had to invite the people and make it a little bit spicy, create a little bit of hype, not release all the names all together. And and I think it's like I really want to grow the freestyle aspect of one wheeling. There's a lot of trail riding, there's a lot of racing, which I love. I really love to trail riding. I got some of the best trails like just in my backyard.
Nice.
And I love to race, actually not that much, but I like the adrenaline. But yeah, freestyling is not quite there, especially in Europe. So I really love to promote it and to push it, because I think that if we promote more the freestyle aspect, especially sliding, jumping, 180s and stuff, we can bring more snowboarders, more skateboarders into the sport, and they don't look at us just like commuters or lazy people who don't want to walk.
There's an element of, you can do the freestyle stuff in your back garden as well. You can do the freestyle stuff at the park, at the skate park, stuff like that. When you go into the trails in the winter and it's wet and it's cold and it's soggy and you can't go there, if you at least have the opportunity, you've got some of the skills or someone is there promoting that, you can think, okay, well, what can I do with this very expensive toy, utility vehicle, whatever you want to call it, commuting vehicle, whatever it is? What else can I do in effectively a very small space? So seeing more people do more stuff on freestyle and making it
definitely
more accessible is a important thing.
Yeah. And just one thing about how to call it. It's something that I always try to push it. Like a lot of people call it machine. A lot of people call it PV. I would like to call it board. And we must call it board.
Yep.
That's a board. If we want to look like a board sport, we must call it board.
Yeah, you got a good
it's a natural thing. I mean, I tell my kids when we've been out riding, I don't say, go and put your one wheels. I go, put the boards on charge. It's a natural, because they are boards. And I think I've just done it because I used to mountain board. I used to kite mountain board. It's too cold in the UK to kite surf. I did it in down in Bournemouth, down at the bottom of the south coast of England. I did it in Mauritius, but that was nice and warm. But UK is too cold. I stuck to the land with my power kites and my big flexi falls and ozones and shit like that.
Cool.
But yeah, so naturally to say, put the boards on charge. You're right. It's a board sport. That's what it is.
Talking about boards, PJ, what is your board setup for freestyle?
Oh, I got a growler, of course.
Yeah.
With the extra rad slick tire from TFL Europe, with the bank bumpers, of course. I have cash low in back and front as well. Lifesavers, of course, because you need lifesavers.
Are you listening, Alexis?
When you do
Alexis,
tricks,
are you listening?
If you don't want to break your rim. But Alexis likes to break sports, so
he always regrets it, but
probably
he does.
Yeah, I broke a lot as well, so
it's part of the game.
It. And yeah, I have a Vesk as well, of course, in the front. Before I had like a float box because I had the chip fucker, and I had the float box for the chip fucker as well, with the steel plate on top. So when you land and stuff, you don't break the box. But now my chip fucker is broken, so I had to put like a 3D printed box. And in the back, I have a 15S 1P battery.
So 1P, that's a very light board then.
Yeah, also really low range. It's like 6 to 7 kilometers range board. But before, when I had like the flat box in front with the steel plate, it was like super balanced. It was completely balanced front to back.
Yeah, I saw that,
which is really cool for
Tricks and Dirt event. You could just leave it like that, and it stayed horizontal.
Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was really cool, and yeah, I love that board. That's my go-to board. Also, like sometimes also for like little ride or commuting a little bit, if it's not more than 7 kilometers, like we say 8. But I love it because I can go and tricks and do stuff while I'm riding.
And it looks so stable. Like I've seen you do the backside 180 of the kicker in Wadi Park. It was on the downhill slope with a muddy landing, and everybody was like, "Did you just do that? Just very smooth, similar to the snowboarding?" Because I noticed that you have the move in your pocket with snowboarding as well, and you did it so smooth.
I post a video as well. I post a video as well of like both
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
trick together, like doing like yeah. It was like in kite surfing and in wakeboarding as well was one of the first tricks that I learned. So I got the movement quite easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy to keep
So
it flat. Like with a future motion board, it tends to tip a lot more than on a Vesca. I have the impression. I'm not a specialist.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not riding future motion boards. It's a lot,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But yeah, I keep the PSI low for also for tricking
Yeah.
as well. Not really low, but I keep it low.
A few times that you're influenced by other board sports. What other kind
Yeah.
of board sports do you do?
Almost everyone. Yeah, I live really close to mountains, like 45 minutes to the mountain. But I was a skier when I was a kid, like I started ski 3 years when I was 3 years old. Then I started playing football, like every Italian young guy. And then suddenly I saw like on TV kite surfing video, and it was like, oh, I want to do that. So when I had to go on vacation with my parents, I say, can we go in a place where they do this? So then we go. I had my first kite surfing course. Then the next summer, I went to the same place to do like the young guy who helped to inflate the kites. Then I started helping out at the kiteboarding school. Then I become an instructor, and then I got my first sponsorship contract with Slingshot.
Wicked. No one else listening to this, very few people will understand how cool that is. I know how cool that is. Slingshot make good stuff.
Yeah. Slingshot Italia, of course. I was not sponsored by the international team. Of course, it was the Italian team. And then I changed sponsors to Cabrigna.
Okay. Yeah.
In the meantime, I start.
nice.
In the meantime, I start wakeboarding as well, and I brought a lot of wakeboarding style into kiteboarding. I was riding boots, I was riding features and rails, and kiteboarding as well. I was like building my own rail, and I throw it in the sea and slide.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. You can check on Instagram.
Nice. Yeah, I saw some of your older videos earlier today when I was doing some research, and it looks really awesome.
Yeah.
Some cool constructions.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, in the meantime, while I was doing kite surfing, wakeboarding, I started snowboarding as well. I was trying to skate a little bit, but not that much. You, Vinie, saw how it's like the pavement in Gattinara, which is not skatable at all. And we don't have a skate park.
Definitely is the better.
Yeah, definitely. We don't have a skateboard as well, so I'm just able to do like an ollie. I'm not a skateboarder at all. I can push. I have a carver.
Yeah.
I can use my carver and go around. And now it's like 4 years that I start surfing.
Yeah.
I don't call myself a surfer because it's a long way to call myself a surfer. Just let's say that sometimes I catch a wave when I'm lucky.
For me personally, surfing is the hardest of all board sports that I had to learn.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, like the learning curve, it's crazy. It's like really, really hard. Like because
I've watched people surf. That's about as close as you're going to get to me surfing, unfortunately. Again, UK cold.
Yeah,
down in Newquay and stuff like that, down on the southwest coast.
Yeah,
it's
but
nice.
Italy as well, huh?
Warm.
Italy as well. Like we got waves in Italy only in winter, and I'd rather go snowboarding in winter. I'm not gonna get some cold waves.
Why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So I just do it when we are in vacation. We went to Morocco. We went to Costa Rica for a honeymoon. So when I'm in vacation, we go surfing. So it's like the learning curve. It's really, really hard, especially if you don't do it like every week. And then it's not just about staying on a board, right? There's way more stuff to consider, like the positioning in the ocean, like the timing, the paddling, which you can see I'm not really like big and strong shoulder and arms, so my paddling is like very weak. And it's hard sometimes. It's really hard, but it's also really rewarding. when you are on that wave, when you're on that green wave and not on the white foam, and you can surf on the wall of the wave, it's like one of the best feeling you can have. Like way better than power snowboarding, better than the crazy trail. Sorry guys, I know we are
Careful where you're going. I knew where you were going with this line of conversation. I thought, careful.
I'm very sorry. I know
Every board sport has its own thing that makes it special.
Yeah, definitely.
No, you've got surfing is beautiful. You do have that you're in contact with nature.
Yeah,
basically.
but it's like it's that
feeling the groove.
It's because it's really, really hard. So when you really got to surf a wave like really good, it's like 10 seconds of pure joy.
It's you against nature.
So one-wheeling. Let's get back to one-wheeling.
You asked me about
reminiscent
other board sports, and I'm just replying to your question.
Other board sports are available. However, and we're talking far too much about water, and we spoke a lot about water in the last episode with Lars.
Okay.
And we probably want to avoid that topic
That's
at
enough.
the moment.
Sorry, just one thing for Vinie. Vinie, we just got like 50 centimeter of powder like 2 days ago.
No, it's been 5 freaking years that I've seen a mountain up close, man. Darn. I really need to get into the snow. And Joselito was there last week trying to tempt me, but yeah, it's one-wheeling has been taking most of my holidays, and there's a lot of commitment in what
of
I
course.
do for the community. So I do it for you guys. I do it all for you.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to one-wheeling, floating.
So, what are your plans for this year then? What have you said about the events? Obviously, I assume you're going to this big e-skirt event. In Spain.
I try my best. I'm still looking to flights because I thought it was really way cheaper, but probably because it's the Eastern weekend, they're like kind of expensive. So I'm still looking at it, but I try my best to be there. I say that I really want to come, because I like these kind of events where we are less people, we can like chat more, have fun. Yeah, it's less like not confusing, but the heartbeat is slower, right?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, and I will go to the Swiss tournament. Sorry.
Tournament.
Yeah, tournament. Sorry, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, because there's no Swiss tournament without the Float Italia corner, I guess. Sorry, Hannes and Fabian. Sorry, but yeah, no, I love it. It's one of my favorite events. I will be there for sure, and it's pretty close home. It's like 2 hours and a half driving, so pretty easy. Cool. Yeah, and then I would love to go to France as well. Southern France is cool, and maybe I got the chance to surf as well. So maybe. No, I want to go there. I'm like a big friend of Vince as well, and I stated last year that I had to go and I didn't, so I have to this year.
Obligated.
Yeah, I will not go to Belgium, unfortunately, to WOW this year. I'm sorry. Like one of my favorite events for sure. I love the course. I love the vibe and everything. I would like to come to Shred the Shire as well, Mark. I don't know, because it's like the one that it will be most expensive because of flights, standing boards and stuff. And so I really don't know, because Swiss and France I can go by car, and the other are...
Think of the saving then.
Yeah.
Think of the saving that you're making by driving there. You can save some money and then you can fly to the UK. That makes sense to me.
I'm already checking the flight. You didn't know that? Well, I'm checking the flight.
It's been probably well over 50 minutes, and I didn't. Listen, boys and girls, I didn't mention Shred the Shires.
That's true.
PJ mentioned Shred the Shires, okay? But now he has.
I shouldn't, right?
But we are 45 minutes away from 2 airports. That's all I'm saying. Both airports are only 45 minutes drive.
No, yeah. I'll check them out for sure, because I hear a lot of good stuff about that event. So I really would love to join it.
We're excited. We're excited this year, probably more than last year.
Yeah, cool.
Because we've done it now.
But I can already tell you that I will not race this year. I'm not having so much fun anymore. And I will do like a little complaint. I don't like that you have to change board, a motor or setup or battery like 2 times in a year to still be competitive or to be.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I don't like it that much. We are moving to really fast races, and the board are getting faster and faster and faster, and that's
more expensive.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure. But going fast is not what I really like. Yeah, I like to go fast sometimes, but I don't know. I don't feel it. I don't feel it's my thing. So I hope there will be more freestyle competition during the events.
I do feel you on that, because as much as I love the adrenaline of a race, of having that competition going on, it is getting a bit too fast for my liking as well. Especially, like, I'm always the guy who is hanging on the back of the pack if everybody's going fast, and I try to play around, and that's what I really like. I also like it in snowboarding, just going down the slope, looking for side hits and stuff to play around with. And that's kind of how it translates for me better, where I'm more in my comfort zone. And I think it's similar for you, PJ.
Yeah, definitely. I really love the adrenaline of racing. It's like when you are at the gate, it's like something that it's cool. You feel it inside yourself. But then I don't know.
To compete, you've got to go fast now.
I had so much fun last year at WOW, like being like a commentator, and I helped the guys. And yeah, I was waiting for the freestyle comp. There was no freestyle comp. But yeah, I had so much fun. I was like really relaxed. I enjoyed the event like I didn't before. Was really good.
Yeah.
And are you guys in Italia doing something in 2025?
We'll see. It depends how is the park. If the park is in good shape, we will try to do another tricks and dirt. I will get some people coming in 1 month to cut some trees. You know that one side of the park was kind of clean, not clean, but kind of clean, and the other was like really messy because we just bought this part of land. And so now we got the permission to cut some trees. Not everyone, of course, we don't want to cut everyone, but just the one that are, let's say, not good. And after that, if I got the time to rebuild the park, because I had to take it off all the features and stuff, because when they cut the trees, if they fall down on the features, it will break it. So if I got the time to rebuild it and the willing to organize everything, we will do another tricks and dirt.
So and I've noticed that your OneWheels are not the only thing spinning in your apartment or in Italy. You have a lot of records spinning lately.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What's up with that, man? You suddenly started like sharing that stuff, and I was like, okay, PJ has a record player, and I always love these old.
We have an excellent record store just 4 miles away from Shred the Shire.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, good to know. That could be another reason to come. Yeah. I had one of those really creepy record player inside the suitcase. From the 70s, from my uncle, and was like really like creepy, like streeting, like playing really bad. And I had like just 2 or 3 records from my uncle, and sometimes I just put them on because I really like them. And I think it's really nice to have some music, like physical music, not just in your phone. Then suddenly Ele, my wife, for Christmas, she gave me a vinyl record, Red Hot Chili Peppers vinyl record, Californication, the album. And I said, okay, I can't play these on my old creepy with the broken stylus. I will break the record for sure. So the next day I went to the shop. I bought like a normal record player. And since then, I start like collecting records, because everywhere I go or when I see something, I just bought it, and it just. I always been a collector of things. Like my dad he loves like antique on thick stuff. Like my friends, when they came to my family house, they say like it was a museum. My dad loves arts and stuff. I love arts as well. We always collect stuff at home. So I start collect.
Music is art.
Yeah, I start collect one winning as well, man. So
Yeah.
we collect everything. So if you just gave
Who
me
knew it was
like
possible
these,
to collect
I
one
would take like
winning?
that.
All right. So maybe to close down the interview, what would be your favorite record for now?
For now, that's a good question. For now, I guess, yeah, now the one that I'm playing the most, probably that I like it the most, it's the live from Nirvana MTV Unplugged in New York classic.
Epic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolute
classic.
classic. I
Very
spent
much.
most of my teenage years listening to that album, so you're not wrong.
Yeah, like for now, yeah.
An iconic record. That. Yeah.
And
PJ,
yeah,
thank
I
you
love
for
it.
coming on tonight.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
you for
having me.
sharing your story and giving an intro 10 minutes into the interview. Got to get quicker at that. Really have any like post-it notes or something on the screen.
Yeah. Can I just say thank you to my wife, Ele, who
For sure.
brought me the food, which I didn't eat yet, and she always helped me when I organize events and doing stupid shit, and she always in my back.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
She's a
my
wonderful
love.
lady.
Yeah.
She was the backbone also in the Italia event. So she's been doing a lot in the background for the community.
Yeah.
So
And
Ellie, we're really thankful for you.
Indeed.
she rips as well.
Yeah, man. She has some titles on her name.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for having
Thanks for
me.
coming on, man.
Thank you.
I hope to see you in Italy soon.
Hope so too. So that was another really awesome chat with one of the European icons in the community. He's been out there and pushing so hard for this sport to get into the eyesight of everybody and to get awesome events to the people, because they're already always pushing for new stuff, and that's what I really like in the community here.
And that's why he's part of the Float Life Europe team. I am personally very excited to see what they are going to produce and how it is going to be produced. I know there's a lot of members of the team that we're aware of, and obviously there's going to be people in the background as well doing a lot of little bits and pieces to make it what I think we all expect it, or at least we all hope it to become. And it should be quite interesting to see these guys at events racing, presumably on behalf of the team as well. That's the thing. It's not just about doing tricks. They'll be there to represent the brand, and they are the best of what Europe has to offer. I'd love to at some point see Float Life Europe team, Float Life US, let's call it the US team, and that meetup would be awesome. Fucking epic. That was I don't swear very often on this podcast, but it would be fucking epic to see that.
Yeah, it would be an awesome combo to have those teams join together, because we would have some of the best riders in the world challenging each other and pushing and motivating each other. That would give some fireworks for sure.
Maybe the OneWheel factory team. Who knew? Who knows? The three big teams together. That would be cool. But I doubt it.
We're dreaming out loud now. Dreaming out loud. Yeah, but it's just cool to see that things are happening, and that they actually, or PJ and Martin actually have a big share in what is now the European community, and that's something that they can really be proud of, for real.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah, I think we can call it a night on this statement.
Absolutely. I am knackered. I was out one-wheeling this afternoon when I should have been doing research on PJ, but I decided to go for a ride anyway. So yeah, definitely. Let's call it a night, man.
All right. Thank you very much for the good talk, Mark, and we'll see each other on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, heart, whatever it is out there. Push all those buttons, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it home, Mark.
And as Vinie didn't do in his last video, keep that nose up. Had to do it.